The rumor mill is in full force as the NBA season is ramping up. Today, we're going to do a deep dive on what happened between Jimmy Butler and the Minnesota Timberwolves. I'm here with Alex Kennedy from HoopsHype to discuss. Alex, I think the first two words that come to mind when you think about Jimmy Butler and the Minnesota Timberwolves is bad blood. What exactly happened here in order for it to unravel?
I think some of the players started to realize something wasn't right. They started getting an inkling that, there was some tension and Jimmy Butler's future may be uncertain. Whenever he flew home right after they lost to the Rockets in the playoffs, he didn't go back to Minnesota with the team. Instead, he went right to Los Angeles and skipped his exit physical and really was kind of on his own then. And we also saw that the front office had some division. You had Tibbs and Scott Layden initially saying they weren't going to trade Jimmy Butler. Then Glenn Taylor at the owners meeting was saying, we'll trade him, come right to me. So I think you're seeing that there were some fractions in the front office and in the locker room. I do think that whenever this thing comes to an end, you're going to see way more information come out from behind the scenes about, what happened. That typically happens after a team's traded their guy because they no longer have to protect his value. So we're probably going to get a lot more details pretty soon. One
of the more curious storylines in this whole drama is the relationship between Jimmy Butler and Tom Thibodeau. Obviously, they've known each other a while going back to their Chicago years and were close. Jimmy wants out though, and Tibbs is basically being stubborn and trying to keep him in Minnesota. What's going on between these two?
It's interesting. I think Tibbs went to Jimmy Butler and tried to convince him to stay, tried to convince him to, attend training camp and practices and preseason and basically kick the can down the road. We'll see if we can make this work and eventually maybe we'll trade you. Maybe we can salvage this relationship. But Butler said no. I think Tibbs maybe thought he was closer to Butler than he is and, thought I can keep him here in Minnesota long term, even if other teams like Los Angeles, Miami, all these big markets are trying to get him. He felt like he could keep Butler, but that hasn't been the case. And you're seeing now, even the guys he thought were completely loyal to him, those guys from Chicago, Butler's the first now to want to go elsewhere. So I think that could cause some issues and maybe cause a domino effect where he tries to change his approach a little bit.
All right, thanks, Alex. And in the meantime, stick with Sports Pulse, your heartbeat to what's trending in sports.